Updates we should have gotten in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Hey everyone, it's me Tiger. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to cover some updates that I think New Horizons as a game should have gotten, or I guess would have made the game better in my opinion. I've made a whole PowerPoint presentation for this and I'm so excited to discuss with you guys. As a disclaimer, this is obviously unrealistic as Nintendo has announced that there will be no more major updates to New Horizons. I would consider these major updates, so these will probably never happen. I know it's a little bit unrealistic, but it's okay to dream. It's okay to wish. If you guys have some updates that you would like to see in this game that are not discussed in this video, or if you just want to discuss the ones that I do discuss, let's talk down below in the comments. All right, let's get into this. So we are going to be talking about 4 different topics: quality of life updates, villager updates, multiplayer updates, and building and decorating updates. Already, before diving into the PowerPoint, I'm just like wishing that this was real. New updates in New Horizons isn't the only thing that I'm craving. I'm also pretty hungry. Luckily, I had some fresh, yummy ingredients delivered right to my door by today's sponsor, HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. With 50 weekly recipe options, HelloFresh has options for everyone. I chose to get vegetarian recipes, which is really nice for me since I live in a smaller town with little to no vegetarian options. I have so much trouble finding tasty vegetarian recipes, and these are so good, y'all. My favorite was definitely the lemony spaghetti with Brussels sprouts. HelloFresh sends the perfect amount of ingredients for each recipe, and that means less prep for you and less wasted food. Look at this cute little red wine vinegar bottle. I could not get over this. The step-by-step recipes are super easy to follow and will have you feeling like a professional at-home chef. I mean, look at these shots, y'all. I would never be able to cook like this without HelloFresh. The ingredients were also surprisingly fresh thanks to the ice packs that are provided in the box. And by the way, nearly all HelloFresh packaging is recyclable, which is a great plus. Use my link or go to hellofresh.com if you want to try some new yummy recipes, and use code POGTIGER16 for up to 16 free meals plus 3 surprise gifts across 6 HelloFresh boxes plus free shipping. Thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to talking about those updates. Let's dive into the quality of life updates that I think would make New Horizons better. So first off, bulk actions. We all know I would love the option to eat 10 fruit at one time, because currently we have to eat them individually and you can already eat 10 turnips at a time. So it's like, why can't we eat the 10 fruit at a time? I wouldn't eat 10 turnips at a time, but I would eat like 10 cherries at a time. I almost said 10 apples, but I don't think I would do that. I would also love the ability to buy more than 5 shrubs or flowers or saplings at the Nook's Cranny or from Leaf or whatever. They always are like, hey, do you want to buy one or do you want to buy it in bulk? And then when you say, yeah, I want to buy it in bulk, they're like, okay, here's 5. And I'm like, okay, I think that you have a misunderstanding of bulk, Tommy and Temmie, because 5 is not a bulk of items. I'm sorry. It would just speed up the process. I have to stand at Leaf's like little tent and just buy so many shrubs. And all I'm getting is like 30, but it takes me so long because I have to buy them in quantities of 5. So that would be just a great quality of life update in my opinion. Even if we didn't get the other bulk actions, that one bulk action would be just chef's kiss. Nook shopping and mile redemption daily limit increases because currently we can only order 5 items through both, and sometimes I'm trying to buy more than 5 items. I have to time travel like multiple days just to get more and more. This one is more like on the lease. Like I am not too upset that we have to do that, but I think that if we're talking about bulk actions, that could be one that maybe some people could want. I'm kind of indifferent on this one. Like the 5 limit isn't too much, it's not too bad, but again, it could be better if I could get like even 10 items. It would speed up the process. And of course, the one that we've all been begging for, bulk crafting, because currently we can only craft one thing at a time, and I wish that we could do bulk crafting because sometimes I want to make make like 4 stalls, but I can only make 1. I also heard someone talking, I think it was Tyler Oakley, talking about how in Stardew Valley, if you put a storage shed like next to a crafting bench, then you can like access all of the materials that are in your storage shed while you're crafting. I think that that would be so amazing because we have the storage shed, we have the crafting bench. If we put them together, that would just be so cool because I always keep my crafting materials in my storage. Enough said, let's move on. The ability to travel from Mystery Island to Mystery Island, please. That is all I'm asking on this slide. It is such a pain to go through the Dodo Airlines dialogue over and over and over when you're trying to go from Mystery Island to Mystery Island. It would be much easier if you could go from one island and just tell Wilbur that you wanted to go to another one instead of having to like fly back home and then go through the whole process again. It would just, yeah, just streamline the process. That's all I'm asking Nintendo. I know it's not gonna happen, but still, I just have flashbacks of standing in the airport talking to Orville and Wilbur over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Let us change our island names. That is the only reason that I've ever restarted any of my islands. It could even be like a pretty hefty amount of bells to do so. I could kind of get behind that. It would just be so much nicer if I didn't have to reset my entire island and lose all my reactions and lose all my items, lose my villagers and like my villager relationships just so that I can change my island name. I feel like it's not that uncommon of an idea, like to change a town name. Were we able to do that in New Leaf? I'm gonna Google it. Could you change your town name in New Leaf? You can't do it in New Leaf either, but I was about to be so mad if you could, and I was like, why did they remove that feature? Let's go on to our next topic of this video, which is villagers and villager updates. This one I think is the one that I would most like fight for. Not literally like fight, I wouldn't be fighting Nintendo, don't worry, but this is the one that I would like want the most. It's just a whole update just for villagers. In the 2.0 update, we did get some villager updates where we can remodel their homes now. If you got the DLC, you can have your villagers come over to your house, I think now, while you're like in there. That still hasn't happened to me in like the 5 months that we've had the update, but again, I don't really like just go in my house a lot, so I don't blame them for not coming over. It's whatever. Fauna, if you're watching this, where are you? Come show up. The number one update I would like to see for our Animal Crossing villagers is just some new species. I've included some fan-made species on the screen for you guys. We got some really cute bat villagers, and we also have a raccoon villager named Bandit, which I love. They even like gave him a personality, Cranky, catchphrase Washi. He even has a birthday. Nintendo, the work's been done. Just, you know, take him and put him into the game. We also have Greg the gecko, which I am obsessed with as well, and we have some owl villagers, which, oh my gosh, the one on the left with the little heart shape, I can't. So cute. Greg the gecko is my dreamy now. That's all I gotta say. Oh yeah, and I also did make a slide about this. So for the first time in Animal Crossing, a new villager species was introduced in Wild World, which was the monkey species, and then the deer and hamsters were introduced into New Leaf. And for the first time in the series, 2 personalities were introduced in New Leaf. So we got one new one for each gender. For male villagers, the new personality is Smug, and then for female villagers, we got the big sister or sisterly personality, which this is a perfect transition into our next slide, some new villager personalities and the removal of gendered personalities in this game, because that is not fun. Yeah, there's no reason for the personalities to be gendered. It doesn't make sense to me. I would love to see a more feminine villager as a Jock, or a more masculine villager as like a Peppy personality. I think that would be great. I think the gendered personality thing is very outdated and needs to be, you know, thrown in the trash. For new villager personalities, I did come up with like 2 ideas for some. I had the chatty villager, which would come to you more often for conversation and dialogue, and they would also host social gatherings at their home, and maybe they talk more than the other personality types, so you'll get like stuck in like a long dialogue with them. I think that would be fun. It would get annoying after a while, yes, but I think that it would add something to the game. I think it would be nice, and I think that like with this, I would love to see more like traits and attributes with each personality. So as you can see, I said that they should host social gatherings at their home. Like, I would love to see that with jocks or something. Maybe they like host like a yoga class in the plaza. I also thought it would be cool if we had an artistic villager type that talks about art and art facts, because we already have all of the paintings and artwork and statues and stuff with the museum and the games, so they could like talk about art facts and they could ask for paintings. You know how some villagers ask you to go on like a treasure hunt, or they ask for a bug or something. It would be so cool if the artistic villagers were like, I'm looking for a painting, and maybe they only did it when Red was there or something, so you could obviously go buy it for them. And I also thought it would be cute if they give art as gifts, which would give us another way of getting art in the game, and we could like go take it to Blathers and see if it's real or not, and see if our villager gave us a fake art piece. I would love that. I think that these are great personalities. Nintendo, take some notes. Now let's move into the multiplayer section of this video, which multiplayer could use so much improvement in this game. There is a lot of limitations. I feel like we can't really do anything with each other in this game. Like whenever I have people come to my island, we can go to the roost now, which is fun, but you know, after a few times it's the same thing over and over. I would like to see some mini games, or maybe the ability to even go to Harv's Island together. I think that that would be really fun. So maybe if you're like more advanced in your island than your friend and they don't have like everyone at Harv's Island yet, you could invite them to your island and y'all could travel together and they could go shop at your Harv's Island. With the mini games, they could do this like on your island. I would like to see it on your island, like mini games that you could do in the plaza or whatever. I know we can do the island stretching together, which is fun too, but again, it's not really like a game, like I would like to see a competitive game. They could also do the same thing in New Leaf, where you went with Cap'n to an island and then there was a bunch of mini games there. That would be really fun as well. Now this one is a reach. This one is very unrealistic. I'm just gonna throw it in here because I know it would be really cool, and I know for me and myself, I would definitely utilize this. More permissions, the opportunity to grant decorating and building permissions to friends. Now, I think that it should be in like 2 steps. Like you can grant decorating permissions where they can like pick up and drop items, and then you can also grant building permissions if you wanted to, where they could actually do full-on terraforming and waterscaping. I feel like that one's more unrealistic, but the decorating one is less. Like I feel like that could actually make sense. I know that I would use these so much. I have some fellow YouTube friends. I think it would be fun to like build on each other's islands for videos and just do like a bunch of cool stuff like that, or just like go and help somebody design their island. You know how you have to like give your friends the best friend role so that they can like dig up flowers on your island and stuff? It would be similar to that. So you would give them the permissions to do it. Like it wouldn't just be like anyone could come and just start like building a huge cliff on your island or anything like that. Those are my requests for multiplayer updates. Now we're gonna dive into building and decorating updates, which is a pretty short 1-slide thing because I really like the building and decorating in New Horizons. I think it is pretty good. I don't have really that many complaints about it. Now, the one thing that I would love to change is more flexibility in turning and angling objects, because currently they only can go in like 4 different positions. I would love to have it at a different angle. Okay, sometimes like the item doesn't look very good just turned to the side, like it should be like in the middle, you know. I wish we had some more range with the object turning. And also I wish the smaller items in New Horizons were actually small. There are so many items that take up so much room for no reason. For example, the cherry blossom branches, that's what it's called. It's this big potted vase with some cherry blossom branches in it. It should take up 1 block, maybe even 2, but I'm pretty sure it takes up like 4 whole blocks, and it's like impossible to place it anywhere because it just looks really awkward and it takes up way too much space for no reason. And also, like when you put objects on a table, if it's like just a little tiny object, it takes up like the whole table. I wish we could have some more wiggle room with that and be able to crowd up a table with some more items. And that is the entirety of my PowerPoint. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have some update ideas for New Horizons, even if they're unrealistic. That's what this video is about. This is us just dreaming because we haven't got an update in a very long time in New Horizons, at least a major update. I think we've had some patches since the 2.0 update, but we haven't got an update They said no more major updates, so I was expecting maybe a few minor ones, but we didn't even get a happy birthday to New Horizons on its 2nd anniversary from Nintendo, so it's pretty clear that this game probably won't receive any changes. Thank you again to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to check out the description for more information on how to get some yummy meals delivered right to your door. Don't forget to also like and subscribe if you would like to see more Animal Crossing content. Have a great day or night. Bye, you guys!